Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. Before we get into the whole video, let's just pick out another random Christmas based hot chocolates. So, the pick one. And what's today's one going to be? French vanilla. It's got a picture of Max on it with nice. Hopefully this is going to be nice. I don't know what the difference between normal vanilla is and French vanilla, but we'll soon find out because I'm going to make this right now. So guys, I've just made it and there's a weird fragrance coming out of it. I don't know why, but smells a little bit strange. But I'll put it down there because burning my tongue would be bad. So this video, I'm going to be talking about two books, and if you've clicked on this video, you know pretty much what they are. I didn't really want to do a video on each of these because they would be really short, so I thought I would talk about them both in this video so that way you get more for your money or whatever, you know. But these books are How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss and the novelisation of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, which was written by Megan Shepherd. So yeah, both of these have got movies on them. Well, this one's got a movie on them, on it, and this has got numerous movies on it. About three, I think it is at this moment in time. But both of these stories are really well known, so I'm not going to go into extremely detail because everyone knows what these are. This video is just going to be for people that have never watched these movies or read these books. So let's start off with How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. This is obviously a children's book and is illustrated. I'm pretty sure you can only get this in the illustrated form. You can't get it in a text-based form. Well, maybe you can on Kindle. You have to let me know about, if anyone has this on Kindle and how it turns out on Kindle. But for the most part, you can get this in its illustrated form. It's black and white with a little bit of red to make it pop. And this is about a town called Whoville, who is kind of inhabited by these creatures called Whos that love Christmas. We don't know much about the Whos, but during Christmas time they love Christmas, and this upsets a resident of Whoville called the Grinch, who isn't really a Who, but he lives on a mountain just outside of the village, and he's a very isolated individual. And we don't really know much about his character in this book, but we do know that he has an extreme hatred towards Christmas for reasons that we do not know. He just hates Christmas, and that's that. He despises all the Whos, and he despises what Christmas is and what it brings. And it brings him misery because it causes a lot of noise, and that disrupts him, and he just hates it. And then one day he just comes up with a plan to stop Christmas from coming, to steal Christmas. And he goes and he makes a Santa Claus outfit, and he actually makes a sleigh, and he gets his dog Max to be a reindeer for this. And they go into Whoville at night on Christmas Eve, and the Grinch basically breaks into everybody's homes and steals everything about Christmas, all their presents, trees, decorations, all their foods, and he takes it all away, ultimately to get rid of it and to destroy it. And his ultimate goal is, in order to do this, he wants the Whos to become miserable and to take Christmas away from them so he can be happy for once, I guess. But at the end of the book, something happens that kind of makes him question the whole purpose of Christmas, that it's not just about, buy, and giving people as much stuff as you possibly can and receiving as much stuff as you can and stuffing your face with all this food and, putting enough lights on your house so it can be seen from outer space. It's not about that, and he discovers that, and he discovers that, well, maybe Christmas is a little bit more than what it appears to be. Maybe Christmas is a bit more about commercializing all this stuff and shopping and presents and acquiring all this food and all this stuff. And he discovers that maybe Christmas is something a bit more internal rather than external. It's more about spending time with family and friends, despite the fact that you may not have as much as other people. A great example of this is the Cratchit family from the Charles Dickens A Christmas Carol. They had hardly anything for Christmas, but they never complained, not one time. And that is what Christmas is all about. Christmas can be celebrated if you have a little money, or whether you're the richest person on the whole planet. So this is a really excellent story. I read this every single Christmas. I can't remember how many times I've read this, maybe about 3, maybe 4 times. But this was a really quick read, and this is essential reading during Christmas time. If you haven't read it, it's a really quick read, and I really recommend reading this during the festive time of the year. So How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Excellent read, highly recommend this. So next we have is The Nightmare Before Christmas by Tim Burton. Now, fun fact, Tim Burton didn't direct this movie, he produced it, but I guess he had a lot of say in the direction and the art style of this movie. I can't remember who directed the movie, but I will have their name up on the screen if I can find out the person's name. This is an excellent film. I watched this film in the cinema this year. I think it was in November. Well, at the end of November, I watched it in the cinema. Not for the first time, but but while I was reading this, I watched it. But this is about a town called Halloween Town, and it is run by Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, who is the leader of this town. And you have all these, vampires and werewolves and monsters running around, basically living Halloween every single day and celebrating it. Well, we discover that Jack has this kind of... he feels lost somehow. He feels lost. He doesn't know what to make of Halloween anymore. He's done this for a very long time, and he just wants a change. He wants to experience something different. So while going on a walk in the woods, he comes across this circle of trees which have all these kind of strange to him, but all these symbols on them, like massive doors, like a turkey and an egg, obviously a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween Town, and there's this one specific door that he opens that's got a Christmas tree on it. But when he opens it, he is transported into Christmas Town, which he experiences all this joyful stuff, snow, presents, Santa Claus, and the whole Christmas experience. And he doesn't know how to process this. He doesn't know what to make of it. And then he goes back to Halloween Town with everything that he has learned about Christmas, and he wants to bring it to his town and to celebrate it in his town and embrace Christmas, because he is, I wouldn't say obsessed with it, but he's more intrigued than obsessed. There is a kind of a love story in this. Well, it's not really, bashing over their head with romance, but there is a character in this called Sally, who is a ragdoll, kind of Frankenstein's creature, yeah, monster thing. And she's very rebellious as a character, and she has a kind of a crush on Jack, and she tells him that she's had all these visions about this whole Christmas thing being a bad idea, and Jack kind of pushes that to the side, saying, "No, this can't possibly be. Our Christmas is gonna be perfect, even though it is very horrific." They don't really know the whole point of joy and gift giving and the whole point of Christmas. Their presents are more like, like roadkill and skulls and blood and all that stuff. Like Halloween stuff wrapped up in a pretty box with a bow on top. And Jack kind of becomes Santa Claus for Christmas Eve, and he delivers all these Christmas presents to all these terrified children, and it doesn't really go the way he expected it to be. But then at the end of the book, he kind of discovers himself, or rediscovers himself, and thinks, well, Christmas is fine. That's Santa Claus's whole thing, and Santa is in this book, and he reconnects with himself. He accepts the fact that he is the Pumpkin King. He is the leader of Halloween Town, and he enjoys scaring people and the whole spooky season. So this movie is kind of special and beloved to watch during both the Halloween period and Christmas time. You can watch it at any time of them 2 seasons. And I think that this story was made because Halloween and Christmas are very, very near each other. There's only November that's kind of separating them. And I think that's why these two holidays were kind of merged together into one story. So when it comes to what differences there are in this book, as I said in my wrap up, there isn't a lot of differences. The only difference is that you do get a little glimpse and a little bit extra about what's going on inside characters' minds and what they're thinking and what they're experiencing in that time. But there really isn't much difference between the movie and the book, apart from that, observation. But if you haven't watched the movie, I would watch the movie, and if you want to, I would go on to this book. This is only for fans of the movie, in my personal humble opinion. It's not going to give you a lot of backstory and a lot of extended lore of the world, but if you enjoy the movie, then chances are you will enjoy the book. So guys, that's been my video of How the Grinch Stole Christmas and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Let's just go straight to our hot chocolate now. Still warm, still got that strange smell. Okay, it's got a very strange taste to it. It tastes like caramel or vanilla in this case, rather, sorry. But it is a kind of a strange, strong aftertaste that goes at the back of your throat. Not sure about this one. I'm not overly impressed. So yeah, French vanilla, not a massive fan, but it's not the worst thing ever. So guys, that's been my video. Let me know if you've read these books or watched the movies based on them, and what did you think about them. If you haven't read these, let me know if I've maybe encouraged you or inspired you to pick them up and give them a try. I mean, they are different books, but these aren't particularly long reads. But what they are is extremely fun and enjoyable. So guys, with all that out of the way, I'll see you on my next video.